GCC journey is happening, GCC evolution is happening. At the same time, AI evolution is also happening. We are all working towards becoming AI native. So we started with taking AI assistance from AI, embedding AI into our small workflows, and trying to have pilots going on, POCs going on. Then there is this also stage where we are actually integrating AI as well, and there is a ambition or there is a aspiration to go towards AI native JCCs. Now our conversation is specifically towards life sciences AI, life sciences GCC with AI, right? So because we have Sauvik here from Life Sciences company, GCC. So we would like to touch base on certain questions on how we can actually make future-ready GCCs, that is Life Sciences GCCs with AI. So let me begin this question to you. When you think about the next 5 years, Sauvik, what will differentiate a future-ready Life Sciences GCC from the today's GCC? So pretty much we had a conversation there, but I think this is a close conversation.
So I think one of the most important thing is that how we are currently using the artificial intelligence as of today. So artificial intelligence as of today we are using a lot of for the small automation part for productivity increase for the generative AI. So from that we are moving in a direction where we are going to use is for the agentic AI. So as we have mentioned some time back that GCCs have invested around 86% of the GCCs have invested on the generative AI, whereas around 53% of the GCCs have invested on the agentic AI. So for the implementation of the agentic AI, you have to ensure that the different departments in the organizations are not working in silos. So there is a continuous data flow. Uh, so it is not the segregated data. So it is a continuous data flow from the end-to-end cycle. So couple of the case studies which we can think about for the life sciences industry is starting from the lead generation, where we have to optimize the lead when there are thousands of the molecules are there. From there we have to optimize the lead that which molecule will be sufficient to move to the next level, because it's a huge investment, right? So the second application which we have seen in the clinical trial phase, so where the we take a lot of time in identifying the subjects, so we are selecting the subjects for the clinical trials. With the automation piece, with the implementation of the artificial intelligence, this process can really be made faster. So the importance of this is that with this we can really cut down the time to reach to the patients and release our molecules and the drug to the patients who need it.
Perfect. No, I think you mentioned about here and there doing, tweaking into the workflows, trying out POCs, pilots, and stuff like that. So, which is very good. I think we are going towards the AI native GCCs. So, AI is actually everywhere, wherever we are actually having conversation, right? Where do you see AI creating the biggest business impact? Is it relating to the efficiency improvement or productivity, or fundamentally changing how we actually get things done? So where we are actually efficiency or productivity, or how things completely change, or what we talked about autonomous, or what is the business impact we can actually look for in the life sciences GCC especially, because that's our conversation today.
Yeah, so the life sciences GCC, if you can see, we can implement the artificial intelligence for end-to-end process of the pharma, starting from your lead generation to the clinical trial, and once you got the approval, you have the manufacturing, so the GMP. So if you see, starting from the good laboratory practices where we have starting the molecules in the lead generation, we are starting or working with the non-clinical studies. Then we can move on to the clinical trial where we can have a lot of the automation and artificial intelligence to make the patient selection and the subject selection faster, cutting down the time, and that will help you to improve our uh, efficiency to reach out to the patients and the subjects. Then we have the pharmacovigilance as well, where we have a lot of the use cases and a lot of the automations are already available for that, where we have a huge number of the cases, safety reports, these are processed very quickly. The signal generation, there are a lot of the improvement in terms of how quickly we are getting those information. At the same time, when we go for the manufacturing, there are a lot of space of the artificial intelligence and the automation as well, where many of the activities which does not require a finite decision making, so that can automatically be completed with the help of the automation.
Perfect. No, I think there are various aspects, various places AI being integrated in, tried out, experimented. Thank you for sharing those insights. And now I would like to ask about the leadership aspect. Like, what are the things the leader should do in order to enable this, in order to integrate AI, in order to make the GCCs and also the entire business end-to-end flow? What is that leadership should have relating to the from their perspective? Like, what is that leadership should have in order to become more AI in the life sciences GCC?
I got your point. So, leadership has a great role to play here. On one hand, we have to ensure that we are giving the psychological safety to the workforce who are working on that. So, because if the people who are working on the different deliverables, if they are not psychologically safe, they will not embrace the digital literacy or the automation piece. So that is one of the most important things. The second thing is that how we can move and make the agile workforce who can learn and unlearn the conventional way of doing the things and learn how to do the things in a new way using the different agents, using the simpler solutions to it, using the simpler automation to it. So that is the third thing. Another important thing is that how we can use a innovative mindset and agile mindset to implement the different use cases. Because sometimes we hear that there are some regulatory requirements or that some of the challenges we cannot implement the different automations which are not compatible with the regulatory compliance. But at the same time, if you see that all the global health authorities like US FDA or EMA, they have already implemented and provide us the adequate guardrails. So once we implement those adequate guardrails, we can safely use the automation base.
Perfect. Well said. I think that's well received. So basically, in order to bring the innovation or in order to bring AI native GCCs, there is a very important thing which Souvik mentioned about psychological safety. The freedom for them to experiment, freedom for the employees and freedom for the team members to experiment things, so that more and more they can actually fail fast and do things. I think that culture is actually built to be built, and that culture can be built only by the leader. So I think that is what Souvik has mentioned. That's great. The next question is about the ecosystem. So we are in Hyderabad. We are 300 plus GCCs are here. How they can actually leverage, how we all can, including your company, how you can actually leverage the ecosystem, starting from startups, starting from the academia, government, and the research institutions. How you would want to, in fact, like the way I was talking to Shikar Prasad from Novartis, how inter GCC also, how we can actually leverage. What do you think about the ecosystem leverage, and how is it the scenario in Hyderabad?
I think the Hyderabad is a great ecosystem because we get the required support from all the management here, and we have very strong collaboration between the different organizations as well. So we have the industry platforms where we discuss about the several opportunities, where what are the different automation pieces and what are the possible solutions which we have designed and we have shared. Also, we have the collaboration with the different pharma companies as well as with the industries. Um, Yesterday, I was attending one seminar where even today Sharvesh has mentioned about the same thing. They're thinking that how the business problem can be solved in the universities, right? So there is a university PhD programs they have planned for the industry colleagues. So this kind of different support we obviously receive, but we also need to have very close collaboration between the different GCC colleagues and the different partners so that we can implement uh, the bigger solutions in a collaborative way rather than working in a silos. Should do that.
Perfectly said. And what is the one word you would like to leave to the leaders here and also beyond? What is the one word they would like to take for making the life sciences GCCs with the AI in future?
I think one of the key word which we are in the pharma domain and what is most important is that accountability, because many times we can implement the artificial intelligence because of we can make some improvement in the productivity, but those need to be ensured that those are validated properly, those are actually providing the right information for the patient, right safety information for the subjects, so that we do not have any harm to the patient. So we have to take the accountability for that, and once we ensure that this is working perfectly well, then we can implement that for the bigger.
Perfectly said. Like the way there is a quote, when there is more power, we have responsibility. We need to have responsibility. I think exactly what you said. We need to be all, as a humans, we are all building something bigger. We need to have accountability and we need to be answerable because we are touching lives. It might go to the baby or it might go to any human. So we might impact them. So very well said, and that's a very strong word to be kept. And thanks, very pleasure talking
Thank
to you,
you.
Sauvik. And it was a great interaction. Thank you very much.
Thank you.